the power.
What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Matt Give the Hands back to you with another video. And in this haircut tutorial, we are going to be doing a high ball fade on the side and back of this client with a nice curl pattern up top. We're gonna freehand the top to get away any kind of frayaways, any kind of hair sticking out. But for the most part, we're really not touching the top. We're gonna go ahead and just taper the back and the side. But right now, I'm using my wall cordless detailers and I'm creating my first guideline each side and back. Now, I'm going to take my cordless wall seniors with the transparent Stay Gifted clipper lid, and I'm going up about half of an inch to create my second guideline using just the lever open. And we're going to blend right into the parietal ridge, right where the occipital bone area meets with the longer hair up top and the back. But right now I'm just blending out that panel, so after I have the lever open, I put it in the middle and then close it, and that'll remove that bottom line for the most part. If your clippers aren't that close as far as the moving blade to the steel blade, then you might have to use the trimmer, which that's what you put the line in with, and you can remove it with that. But now we're jumping to the next panel, the number 1 guard lever open, and I'm going up about another half of an inch, and then again, same steps, open it up, put it in the middle, and then close it. Now that's not going to remove the line that the 1 is going to put in. You're going to use your half guard or your 1/16 guard, depending on what system you're using, to remove that panel. Right here, I'm just want to remove a little bit of bulk because I don't want to have a transition of just light to dark. It needs to be light, medium, dark, but also have a blend right around this area. You don't want to go too high. You just want to make sure you remove that darkness. So right here, after doing the number 2 open, I'll put the 1.5 on and just kind of, not necessarily scoop, but just let that hair feed into the guard to blend that in. Now, once I put the half guard on and start blending out this bottom panel, you're gonna see that it's gonna look like a light to dark contrast, but I'm gonna finesse it. I'm gonna kind of comb out right where that darkness is at, comb it down, and I'm gonna use my thinning shears to blend that in. Because again, you want contrast, you want gradients, you just don't want it to have a taper in the back and then it looks like a line all the way on the neckline, if that makes any sense. So as you can tell, right now it looks like there's a little bit of bulk, right? But don't worry, we're gonna knock that out. We're gonna blend that in. But right here, after I use my half guard, I just use the corners of a no guard using the lever open to blend that bottom panel that the number 1 left behind. Same steps on this side. Sometimes I like to work left to right, sometimes I'll just work all the way through, but just for the sake of the video, I wanted to go ahead and zoom in right here and just show y'all what I'm using, favoring that right side and left side of that blade or guard, and just doing a lot of corner work to remove dark spots. And this is stuff that you may not see, you know what I mean? You have to have an eye for it, an eye for gradiency and stacking your guards, or blending rather. So right here, I'm using my fine-tooth comb and I'm pulling those hairs down just a little bit. Again, I don't want to take the taper any higher than it is. I'm just blending that bulkiness where the occipital bone area where it bends. And sometimes clients can have like indentions or a deeper, I guess like a head shape in that area around the occipital bone, and it'll be difficult to blend that line out. So then now clients might see that, right, and they'll go to the barbershop, get a high taper, and they don't like the look just because of how the shape of the back of their neck is. So they'll ask for a lower taper so that never gets exposed. But I think a high taper on this particular client comes out very fresh, clean. I've been cutting his hair now for about 6-7 years. So,
Houston, we have a problem.
We're also going to do some beard work on this client as well in this video. But right here, I'm just, you know, doing some thinning shears over comb. Just removing some dark areas. And then I'll take, I think this is a 1.5 guard. Take my 1.5 guard, lever open, just to kind of blend it in just a little bit more. If you have the eye for detail, you can spend the extra time doing it later because you already created yourself a rough draft. Or if you think you're gonna forget, just go ahead and knock it out now, and then move on to the next side of the haircut. There's times where I'll do the side tapers and then I'll do the back taper. What do y'all think is easiest for y'all? To do the side tapers, then the back taper, or do the back taper first and then come to the front? Alright, so same steps, guys, on the side. Lever open after creating our first guideline, put it in the middle and then close it. As you can tell, yes, the video is sped up, so you may not see my thumb hit the lever too much, but now it's all the way closed and I'm removing that first panel. After that, we're going to take the 1 guard, lever open, going up about another 1/2 inch because this is going to be a high taper. And after you do the 1 open, same steps, guys. Put it in the middle and then close it. Now you guard your number 2 guard, or grab your number 2 guard, lever open, and we're kind of coming right off the client's shape of his head as we get towards the darker area of the hair, because I don't want to bring up the taper any higher than it is. I just want to kind of sculpt it. Get rid of any kind of like overhang or hair sticking out in a mushroom type of shape. I want everything rounded. So doing that, if you take your 2 guard or a 3 guard, depending on how how long the hair is up top, you can go right around that ear and knock off some of that bulk. And whenever you line it up and taper it, it looks like everything belongs together. Because you just don't want it to be taper and then that dark area. But so after doing that 1.5 after the 2 open, I take my 1 guard, lever open, and just kind of go back to remove some dark areas. And then I'll come back and knock the panel out with the 1 left behind with my 1/2 guard. Same steps as doing it on the back. Same exact steps. And guys, I just want to take the moment to say thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the views on that video of the little kid. The comment section was so amazing. I saw a pattern of mothers commenting on that little kid's video. If you haven't seen it yet, you gotta check it out. My first video to hit 1 million views. He is 2 years old, first haircut ever. Did not, I repeat, did not move, cry, complain. He sat there and got a haircut, got lined up. First haircut ever, guys. And was like, behaved better than an adult sometimes. Like, I was beyond amazed and shocked of how well he did. Again, as a 2-year-old, not only that, but as his first haircut. You gotta check that video out if you haven't checked it out yet. It hit 1 million views and it's still growing. So I saw a pattern of moms commenting on the comment section, and it's basically showing or telling, they're basically telling me that they're gonna show their kids at home and show other relatives and family members and friends the same video if their kid has trouble getting a haircut in a barbershop, or any haircutting place. Even a little girl going into a salon. It's kind of same setting. Not too much of loud clippers, but you got scissors. They look scary. I get it. A barbershop to a kid is a big, scary place. There's a lot of noise. If you have air compressors in there, lots of lighting, lots of people, loud music or whatever the case may be, it can scare kids. As soon as they walk in, they don't want to get a haircut. This kid was amazing. You got to check this video out. But anyways, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the views. And that by far is one of my best videos yet on my channel. And we are on the road right now to 100,000 subscribers. Right now I'm around 72,000. I've been doing this YouTube channel for about 3 years now. Let's hit this 100K by the end of this year. And let's keep growing, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get back to this tutorial. Right here I'm using my wall cordless detailers, and I went ahead and started to line up the neckline first to bring the haircut together. And whenever you start lining up the neckline, or even just if you want to do the front hairline, this is where you start to see imperfections. This is where you start to see dark areas, spots that you may have missed, maybe just a little cleanup area, some detail work. But this is where the haircut starts coming together. You start lining up the beard, and this is, you started off with a canvas, you know what I mean? And you're ending it with some art, straight up. This is an art.
Houston, we have a problem.
So we're gonna go ahead and blend this beard line in since we're already on this side. And you could do that whenever you're doing a taper. Chris Boswell does it a lot, since you don't want to waste any more time than you can always use that extra time for detail or whatever. But just depending on the system, you could have blended it whenever you were doing the taper. Same steps, guys. There's a 1.5 on the beard, so you can use a half guard and blend that in. But you see how he has some hair sticking out, some frayways. We're gonna take care of all that, clean it up, add some oil sheen, and the end result is gonna be clean. So stay tuned. Just folding that ear back, that way you can favor that right and left side corner of that blade to line it up.
Houston, we have a problem.
So this is my favorite part right here. What I'm doing is I have the trimmer off, obviously. I don't want to take his line up too high. Instead of using a comb, I just use the teeth of the trimmer with obviously the trimmer off, and I comb down the hairs very lightly. I'm not going to apply no pressure. I don't want to pull the hair out of his scalp, so I'm just kind of brushing it down with the trimmer off, and then I line it up. But I'm using some gold duck clips to pin up the hair and just move everything out the way that I don't want to cut. And again, guys, once you start putting that line up on, like, everything just starts coming together. Everything starts to look symmetrical, proportionate, and that's what you want to look for. Yes, it's very difficult, very, very difficult, and almost rare to do a perfect haircut. And when I say perfect haircut, I mean like perfect haircut. Like, to me and to a client, to y'all watching this video, this is a clean haircut. But it's difficult to do a perfect haircut, to get both sides looking identical, like by the science, you know what I mean? Like, it's difficult to do that. You just try your best, use your mirrors. You can use your combs for measurements, because they have numbers on the sides for like the lineups and stuff like that. There's different tips and techniques to make sure that your edge is proportionate and straight, and the vertical bars are identical. But before I started shaving my client's beard and mustache area, I did apply some light not shave gel, some water with some hair tonic in it. So it was allowing the blade to glide smoothly, because there's not a lot of hair to remove. If there's not a lot of hair to remove, then I really won't use too much shave gel. I'll use the water with some hair tonic just to add a little slide to it, and that'll do it for me. Sometimes I'll dry shave, but it just depends on how I feel. bringing this cut to life. So after this, guys, after using the razor, right here I'm gonna freehand all the frayways, all the hair sticking out to show them tight curls. And this is pretty much the finished product, guys. A nice high taper, curls up top, beard work. It's fresh, it's clean, it's blurry. I love high tapers on hair like this, man. It comes out so clean. Appreciate you, Ty, for coming in and allowing me to record this for my YouTube channel. If you are not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment. Let's get to 100K, y'all. And as always, Team Gifted, stay gifted.
Thank you, Apollo. Yeah.